That is a complex issue.
Yeah.
That's a complex issue that we're in danger of getting ideologically boxed into. Because no one is ever going to deny that climate change is going to have a giant effect on humans. And it seems to be increasing. No one's
ever going to deny that?
No,
There's a lot of people denying that.
Yeah, but no one logical.
Right.
Like, it's happening.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, the temperature is rising.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is why people want to ignore the fact that it's always done this. Like, humans have, without a doubt, we have an effect on that. With carbon emissions are up, and who knows what the fuck the gases in the air and all the crazy shit we do with mass production and energy consumption. But it's always been up and down. Like, I had this guy, Steve Koonin, on the podcast, who's a physicist. And he wasn't even a climate scientist. He's just a guy who just decided to, like, examine the models. And he's like, if you go, like, thousands of years, it's all crazy. It's all like this and that. It's up by this many degrees and down by that many. It's like it's never stable, ever. When there was humans living in fucking caves, it was never stable. But when they were looking at it over 100 years, you can get these crazy spikes. You're like, oh my God, look, we started using gas-powered cars and it was going up and up. But if you go 1,000 years, that's totally normal. All that stuff's normal. The question is, how much of an impact do we have on it? That's not totally being quantified. Like, they're not exactly sure. They know it's a significant impact, but they know this is happening anyway. And the Ice Age happened anyway. The Ice Age happened without us. It didn't have anything to do with us.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again.
Yeah.
It's probably going to happen again. It's probably this constant cycle. X many thousands of years, this happens, and then X many thousands of years, that happens. And that's why the fucking Sahara Desert used to be a rainforest. Did you know that? That giant-ass fucking desert in Africa, that was all tropical.
Wow.
Yeah. All of that stuff's like that.
Yeah.
That's a constant shifting from, like, these tropical rainforests into deserts.
Yeah.
And then back and forth.
Yeah.
Over thousands and thousands of years. We just look at things through this tiny little window of history. What we wrote down. What do we know? What do we know? It's hot this time of year, said Doris in 1822. Like, we don't have, like, satellite Doppler radar from 1822. So we have, like, this window of, like, a couple of hundred years of people paying attention and writing shit down. But then when they do core samples of the Earth and they find, like, the Earth's temperature, they try to, like, do the calculations over, like, thousands of years. Like, dude, it's always shifting. It's always going crazy. This whole fucking world used to be connected in one island, Pangea. It was one big thing, they think, and it just separated slowly in his land. This is chaos. Yeah. Like, it's always changing. It has nothing to do with electric cars. It's always changing. And if you buy one of those fucking houses on stilts and you're in Santa Monica or Malibu, like, good luck, bitch.
Yeah.
What a risk you're taking. That shit's going to move.
Yeah.
It's going to move in a mile, 10 miles.
There's a lot of cities like Miami, they're already saying, like, when there's a full moon and a high tide, the fucking downtown is, like, underwater. Like, that's a big city. This is, like, now. You know?
Dude, it's so crazy. And the ground in Miami around that area is porous.
Yeah.
Like, when the water goes up, it's going to go through the ground.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like something's going to stop it.
Right.
No. It's just going to go right through the ground.
Yeah.
That's a swamp. You guys have a giant, awesome city on a swamp.
And they were told years ago, they looked at it and they were like, people shouldn't live here. And they're like, no, this is great. This is great. And they sold land to everybody. And
the crazy thing is they're still selling land. So what do they know?
Yeah.
It's like the bankers aren't stupid. If they would consult with people to try to figure out if someone's going to default on their loans, if they're going to sell them, like, property, like, right there on the beach. Because if, the insurance companies get involved, like, whoa, how much is this house? $50 million. Jesus Christ. How many feet is it from the water?
Yeah.
10 feet. 10 feet from the water. So you're you're willing to bet $50 million that water doesn't move any closer than 10 feet?
Maybe go 20 feet.
You know how close 10 feet is, bitch? 10 feet is this desk. This is the water.
Yeah.
And Jamie is your fucking house.
Yeah.
This is the ocean.
Dude, what about the people that are in New Orleans that are rebuilding? Like, rebuilding for what?
I think it's the vibe. New Orleans is another country. I mean, it really feels like those people get to drink on the street.
Yeah.
You know, they have that cool way of talking.
Yep.
They got great food.
Oh, I can't. I'm going there next Friday.